Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos that I'm producing. Please like, share, subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. Leave your comments below, join in the chat as well, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. If you're going to subscribe, also click on the bell as well and you get all the future videos too. So I'm just going to open up the chat here as well. There we go. So if you're coming into the chat, just ask any questions at all. I'm going to be talking about a few things about bikes and the channel, and what's going to happen the next week or so, the next couple of weeks. Now, just after Christmas, I believe, I sent out the first newsletter as well for the channel. I was hoping to do it once a month, but I really should do it once a month at least. But I'm going to try and put one out to everybody who sends an email to me, and then I just add you to the list. I kind of do that automatically. If you don't want to be on that email list for the newsletter, just email back in and I'll take you off that. So it's not a problem. It's probably just an easier way for me to do it that way. Anyway, so lots of stuff going on within Harley world, isn't there? Okay, so you might have obviously already watched the video which I released this morning or at lunchtime, which is the 2020 new models from Harley Davidson, and they are the brand new one is the Harley Davidson Softail Standard, which they are re-releasing. I've just actually seen a picture. Jorg sent a photo to me, and I believe actually, let's see if I've got my phone here and I can see. I'll show you where it is, and this is from Blackjack Harley in Florence, South Carolina. So there we go. That is, sorry, it's not much of a, let's see if I can get that there. That's it. And let's see if I can get another one. There we go. That's it there. It's almost like it's a street bob with just a bit of chrome on it, really, chromed out street bob, really, for want of a better word. It looks very similar. I think somebody in the video comments already said, well, street bob's already bare bones. What do you need a standard for? And I kind of agree, really, but I think this is a chrome version of the street bob in many ways. Yeah, there are differences, of course. There are going to be differences, but anyway, so that's it, and that's released. It's got its emissions rating from California. It's looks as if they're going to pop it out at some point within the next couple of months, I'm sure. Let's see how far and wide they go. Are they just going to stick with a 107 engine? Or are they going to put a 114 in it? I think for now it's just a 107. So people are asking already, well, why release this? Why release the Fat Boy 30th anniversary? Why release the CVO Road Glide for 2020? They're not groundbreaking bikes, they're just variations on the theme. I think the problem is that Harley Davidson are looking for sales, aren't they? They're desperate for sales. So if they can just get a few sales under the belt, I mean, especially with the Softail, you just got the chassis. The chassis is the same pretty much. All you need to do is just change things up a little bit and you've got a different style bike. I think that's what they're looking at. They just, use the same chassis, the same, template, if you like, and just add a little bit more. People out there are going to want something different, possibly, and they're, going to go for it. How many bikes are they going to sell? Are they going to, time it just right for, next month when more and more people are starting to buy the bikes? Could they get a handful of sales, maybe a couple of thousand sales, all over the globe of the standard? Perhaps. If that's the case, it may have worked out for them. They've actually got 2,000 extra sales without any major design issues that they would have had to go through. So, there we go. Look, it's an interesting. I've just got to check here. Hold on, I think I might have a problem. If I do lose the signal here, just let me know, and we'll just do that. Should do that. Here we go. Oh yeah, still got a signal, I think. Yeah. So if you do lose me, I am a bit of an internet dark spot here. So hopefully you're still getting everything. You know, so people are asking, you know, why are people, you know, why are they thinking about releasing this Softail standard? As I say, I think it's just extra sales. You know, it's a variation on a theme. You know, maybe that's what it's. Let's go. Let me see about this. Okay, can you hear me? Is that better? See if that works a bit better. Yeah, I mean, Saddlebag. Hello, mate. How are you? It's a Slim Street Bob hybrid. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's lots of familiarity about it. Is it the sales in the USA or the EU? I'm not too sure which market is going to be released in. I assume all over, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I think it was just a little bit low. There we go. Let me just bring it up. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly which market it's going to go into, whatever, but I mean, it looks good. I mean, the actual model looks good. It looks very Street Bob like. It looks, you know, chromed Street Bob essentially, for me. But you know, let's see how many models they sell. It'd be interesting to see what kind of person's going to buy this over a Street Bob. You know, why they would go for this as opposed to a Street Bob. I think in many ways it's just too similar to that. But you know, where'd you get your info from? I looked on the German net, nothing. That's right. This kind of came under the radar first thing this morning. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning because I was up and it actually just came over. I've got media links that come through, and then literally this just came through. So I'm still not seeing anything else on it. I've just got a message from Jorg, one of the guys who watches the videos as well, and I'm not sure if he's in Germany or in. I'm sure where you are, Jorg, actually, but he sent me the photo of that from. Was it Black? Who were they? They were Blackjack Harley from Florence, South Carolina. So obviously they've got it. I mean, it looks to me, it looks very much like a Street Bob, very similar Street Bob tank, Street Bob rear mudguard seat. Looks very similar. Just air cleaner is different, and also just chrome everywhere else. So you know, Jorg, there we go. Jorg, hello, you're on here. Well done, Germany. You're Germany as well. So there we go. Yeah, so this came in under the radar. I wasn't aware of it at all. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I didn't know they were even thinking about this. I was more just following up research on the Fat Boy 30th anniversary and the CVO. That's what I was really doing. And then all of a sudden, you know, I saw this come out. So yeah, interesting one on this one. Okay, so I mean, let's see how many people take to it. Let's see how many people really embrace this new variation. And I want to talk a little bit about this later on, but Harley Davidson want to have over 100 models available to customers. I suppose the question is, do they have too many bikes right now, or will they have too many bikes? You know, if they just keep on bringing out these bikes, even if they are for a limited edition run or whatever, is it just too many? Shouldn't they just, you know, narrow it down a little bit? I don't know. That's what I thought when I saw the standard this morning. Whether you know, whether it was really needed. Is it just another bike that they just needed to, you know, knock out a few sales on? I don't know. You know. Yeah, do you know what? I mean, it could be. Yeah, it could be first time buyers. Yeah, I think that's if they price pointed just right. If they get it cheaper, and if it's cheaper than the Street Bob, for sure, or certainly the same price, but even cheaper than the Street Bob, I think they're going to get a few sales out of it. I think you're going to tap into that crossover market from the Sportster crowd to the into the Softails. You're going to cross over into the shorter rider as well. If that's what they're after, possibly, maybe they've identified a little gap in the market there. Maybe they can exploit that with the standard. I don't know. Yeah, saddlebag. Yeah, our goals like chrome. Yeah, that's true. I heard so many comments in HD dealers when the new Heritage came out that it was way too dark. Now they make a Heritage with a chrome engine covers too. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting when the Sport Glide was released as well. many people, we all had a similar kind of opinions. Why didn't they do it in black? Why did they just bring it in black? But actually, I think on reflection, I think chrome was the right way to go with that bike. I think sometimes black, I love black bikes, but sometimes it's a bit too much, and I think the chrome works well. That's not to say I wouldn't like an option for a black bike as standard, but you know, there we go. Anyway, so that's the Softail standard. It's come out, or it will be coming out. No, I would assume very soon. You know, if dealerships or some have already got hold of it, oh, they got pictures of it, I would say this is going to come on very, very soon. Okay, so the other thing you may want to come out, I've got a video coming out about this very soon. There's going to be a new electric Harley Davidson coming out as well. It's got a working title of a mid-power. It's to be a smaller live wire, smaller than the live wire, totally different design. It's all coming out in the video as well. But say it's interesting to me that Harley Davidson are looking at, they're looking at expanding that electric market, doing different types of bikes. This one it opens up the doorway to whether riding on road, riding in the cities, urban riding, or you can either do off-road, you know, enduro style, adventure bike style, or mid-size adventure bike style riding as well. So I think that'll be really interesting with that, whether they can actually do that. I mean, apparently this new model, this new electric bike is looking at 2022, late 2021, early 2022. One of the big problems that they've got is that actually, whilst Harley Davidson now have come to the front, or near the front of the electric bike market, the rest of the big manufacturers are hot on their heels, and they're all coming out with their own bikes over the next year, year and a half. And we're talking about not scooters, electric scooters, which most of them produce anyway. We're talking about the bigger bikes, bigger electric bikes with a proper range. And so it'd be interesting to see if they can get this new mid-power tracker style bike to market, and what competition they'll face from other manufacturers out there as well. Look, the name to beat at the moment is still Zero Cycles, but there are so many new startups. You know, it's like the cutting edge of design right now with the electric bikes. Let's see what happens. But I like the style. The pictures I've seen are very good. I like the style. So that came in under the radar as well about 3 weeks ago, something like that. A little bit. So that's interesting. I mean, I still think that Harley Davidson, as I said before, they produce too many bikes. Whilst there's good to have variation, and it's not a big deal to have the same chassis and just change things up a little bit. I think the more bikes they bring out, the more it's going to dilute the whole thing. You're going to have too many options, and I think what they're trying to do, they just keep on trying to produce bikes that plug little holes in the market, you know, fill little gaps. You know, whether they have to keep on with the Softails, whether they have to, you know, produce a new Sportster, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, people are talking about when's this Pan America going to come out? When is this Bronx going to come out? Apparently in the UK here and around the world, it's going to be September, October for the Pan America. That's a working, you know, target. I mean, who knows? Who knows when it will come out? Same with the Bronx. The Bronx is probably going to be a little bit later than that. But you know, it'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see what effect those two bikes have on the market. I would be sad to see the Sportster go. I really do think that they just need to update that Sportster, do something with the engine, you know, make it emissions compliant. You know, Cat 4, Cat 5, or Euro Cat 4, Cat 5 compliance, whatever it is. Scoot, maybe with Audi interfering with Ducati, the rest of the automotive industry will mix things up with e-bikes. Yeah. I mean, I saw the Ducati with their prototype e-bike a while ago, last year I think it was. So that looks good. I mean, you've got all these other manufacturers that are all doing prototypes right now, and they have been for the last year or so. It's a difference, isn't it? Prototype is one thing. Let's bring that to market. It's completely different. Yeah, I've been told that the Pan America will be early next year here. Well, okay, well, that's interesting. It's changing all over, isn't it? I mean, as I said before, the Pan America, you know, if they really want to make that a sales success, they have to open up off-road riding schools for the Pan America. You know, they have to do that in different parts of the world, in different markets. That's the only way people are going to really want to test that bike and see what it can do. They don't. If Harley don't do that, they're going to struggle with that bike. The Bronx is a totally different thing because it's an on-road bike, it's a road bike, but the off-road bike, the Pan America, they're going to need to give riders an experience. And again, look, it's just a good marketing tool, isn't it? You know, for Harley Davidson, you know, have these off-road riding schools. Do you know what? When I first saw Scoot, you said, "Would I buy one?" I come from off-road riding, adventure bike riding. When I first saw it, I thought, God, that looks horrible. You know, that doesn't look. I'm not too sure because I don't really like. I'm not 100% convinced on the Fat Bob light as well, and it's got a similar kind of light at the front. However, just like the Fat Bob, I've kind of got used to it, and I kind of quite like it. Same with the Pan America, but I've got to say the Pan America is, for me, it's got too many flaws in it for a big adventure bike to take it off road. That's what I'm saying. So I would definitely want to ride it. I would definitely want to try it, but I think you're going to have to start modifying that bike straight away if it doesn't match it, because it's got to be capable. If it's not capable off road, then people are going to pick holes in it straight away, and it will fail before it even launches. So you know, yeah. Would I buy? Would I? Okay, put it this way: would I sell my Sport Glide for one? No. And the reason I wouldn't buy a big adventure bike anymore is because most of the riding that you can do on an adventure bike, you can do on a smaller adventure bike, or you could do on a normal road bike. You don't need an adventure bike to do 90% of the stuff. I've always said big adventure bikes, when you want to get into serious off-road, and that's what I was doing with my adventure bike, my Triumph, that I was taking it into places it really shouldn't go, or it's really hard work with a big adventure bike, and really you need a smaller enduro bike to do that kind of stuff. And that's what it is. So I would go for a smaller bike for me. So I wouldn't buy the Pan America for off-road riding. You know, and that therein lies a crux for me, because I'm not sure these big adventure bikes are my kind of thing. They're capable, they can do, you can have fun, but say a lot of the tracks that you would ride on, you could ride on most bikes anyway, so it's not really a big deal. You know, people say about you can't take Harleys off road. Yeah, of course you can. You can take them anywhere. It's just whether you're prepared to get it dirty or not. And it's a ground clearance, isn't it? So if you've got the ground clearance a little bit, any bike could do it. But look, you know, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see with that Pan America. You know, I think the biggest flaw that it's got so far is the radiators. The radiator's too low. If they bring that up, protect that a little bit, you'll be fine. You know, so. Hi Paul, how are you? How are you? Hi Paul. The Fat Bob front end is really good, especially in the dark. Yes, the shape is different, but that's a good thing. Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, it's just taking me a while to get used to it, that's all. I'm not saying I don't like it, I actually do like it. Yeah, I've heard really good things about the headlight, actually, about its intensity as well. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. And the same with the Pan America as well for that sort of headlight setup. You know, I mean, I've only seen the sort of mock-up, the prototype of it of the bike shows, and you know, whether the colour scheme would stay as it is or whether they would change it up a little bit. You know, I think it. I mean, it's a little bit like the Moto Guzzi V85 TT, whatever it is. It looks weird, but actually, it's got something about it, and I'd class the Pan America in that kind of style, really. Scoot. I used to ride a KTM 500 in the Balkan Burge. Yeah, I'm in close off it. Yep. Deep Sound nearly killed me was fun though. Yeah. Look, I'm. You know, as I say, as soon as I mean, look, you can ride these big bikes anywhere. They just take a lot more work. So even if, let's say, you're going on rutted lanes, rutted roads, or in the sand and stuff like that, they can do it. But here's the difference: if you're riding a bike and it's not yours, let's say you're renting a bike, it doesn't matter if you drop it because you're gonna whatever. You just pick it up and away you go. But you keep on picking it up, throughout a day. It's really, really tiring because they're quite heavy, right? Or they are really heavy. Okay, but if it's your own bike, you don't want to be dropping it because you're going to start damaging things, and it's going to get very expensive to repair. So actually, what you want is a cheaper, lighter bike that will go over greater, more technical terrain. And if you drop it, it doesn't make a difference. And it's also really light, and it'd be really cheap to fix. There we go. Anyway, so there we go. The Softail Standard coming out. The new electric and mid-power bike will be coming out in 2022. They go through all the research, R&D down at California, Silicon Valley. Yeah, Harley. I've got a feeling Harley going to be bringing out more of these sort of bikes this year and certainly into next year, 2021. I think mid-season bikes, they're going to keep on bringing them out, trying to recover these sales. The plan is from the company to keep. They're on track, they say, to recover the sales by the company for next year at some point. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They're going to have to do a lot to actually turn things around, I think. But anyway, I mean, I do think they're selling too many bikes now. I think maybe they could chop a few of the Softails, possibly. The Taurus. What are they doing with those? Should they improve them with the chassis, change the chassis on those? I certainly think they should do that. I certainly think they should go for a monoshock rear suspension on the chassis. That'd be an interesting one. I mean, look, this is the interesting one. If they with the Softail, just like other manufacturers, let's say like Triumph, who just use a same kind of frame, same kind of engine for lots of their bikes. Well, actually, they could just produce loads and loads of variations on the theme, and it's just they're bolt-on pieces, really, just on different Softails. I was just wondering if they could do the same. Yeah. Sorry, I'm snorting. By the way, I've got this cold. It's terrible. I haven't got a handkerchief as well. Yeah. Scoot too many miles. Yeah, get well soon. Thank you. But interesting to see what about the Taurus. What people thought about the Taurus. Should they have more touring options? And different markets have got different Taurus available to them. Whether this CVO is really. I looked at a Street Glide. About about a month ago, something like that, and also the CVO. I think you're paying a lot there for. I mean, it's not really my style anyway, but there's a lot of money in the CVO in the higher end Taurus, and you just wonder, is it really worth it? I would like to see more good parts and bikes out of the crate. Yeah, wouldn't we all? And also that technology, rolled down from the Taurus into the Softails. I think, as an option, I think would be better as well. Have you seen what's been going on with Indian recently? I don't know if you have caught this, but Indian are going head to head with Harley Davidson on the road glide. They're basically going to get road glides, or they have got road glides, and their dealerships or their road shows. They go around to shows. They're going to offer people a ride side by side on these things, and say which is the best one. So they're going to say, right, ours is better than that, but we'll let you decide for yourself. There you go. Go and ride the road glide, then ride ours, and tell us what you think. They're actually starting to produce more videos of them going up against each other. They've done a torque pull. I saw earlier on. They're doing where they pulled this lorry along, this truck along. The Indian Challenger came out better on that. They did a flat-out drag race between the two, and the Indian was faster as well, quicker off the mark. So yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I know there's a couple of other people who I've seen, YouTubers or whatever. I won't mention any names, but you probably know who they are. Getting very uppity about this the Indian thing as well. and it's saying how unreliable they are already. People have had problems with the Indians. Well, you know, I think that's a bit silly to say that, because you could say exactly the same thing about any new Harley as well. There's always teething problems. There's always issues with them. You know, as long as they're fixed, you know, it doesn't really, you know, matter. I think, yeah, I mean, the Indians do have more power. You know, pound for pound, I think they're a bit more expensive, but you get more stuff as standard. So, in the end, if you go like for like bike, the Indian is a better value bike. But there we go. Yeah, so they did a talk pool, they did a drag race, and they basically got a couple of people just going around making loads of videos and just showing off what the Indian can do. So, you know, be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't like the console on the Tourers. No, I'm gonna say the Tourers aren't really my thing. I've got to say, you know, I like mine a bit more bare bones on my bikes. I like the smaller as well, so you can, you know, zip in and out of traffic. But I mean, they are, you know, if that's what you like, and you know, that's up to you. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing a few more videos, Q&A sessions at Harley dealerships, or my local Harley dealership in the next few weeks. And over the summer as well, I'm going to be doing more events and more interviews, face-to-face interviews for the Oh My Harley series. There's going to be a lot more motor vlogs as well. A lot more motor vlogs there, and that's coming out soon. Yeah, so a lot more riding, going to different places as well. I know lots of people like those. I like doing them as well, you know, so it's that's good. Now, I've also got a lot more. I am sending out emails every day to lots of people to do interviews. I did one the other day with Billy Ward, bike truck, who's does lots of adventure riding all over the world. So that was really good. It went on for a long time, about 2 hours nearly, so that was a long time. And there was also another one doing possibly tomorrow. I can't really say who it is right now, but got custom bike build, and I've got a couple of other people waiting in the wings as well. So if that comes off, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool to speak to these people as well and see what they think about bikes, bike building, and trends and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's it really. So just wanted to, talk a little bit about the new bikes. Anything now? Also, there was this one final thing before I go, because I'm struggling here a little bit here today. Now, I updated the website yesterday for some service information sheets. One of the service information sheets that I put out was for 36 psi front tyre on the Street Bob. That's the info that I had on the Harley Davidson service portal, okay, on their owner's manual. Then I went into the service manual afterwards. After Dave, a friend of ours, he's got a Street Bob, and he said no, it's not 36, it's 30. So I said, oh, okay, let me just check the service manual. Yeah, and it says 30 there. But then the owner's manual, online version, says 36. His manual says 30. Other people are commenting saying, actually, dealerships are setting up as 36. 30 does sound a bit low to me anyway, but 36. So it'd be interesting. I actually sent off an email to Harley Davidson yesterday to clarify this and see exactly what was going on, what the discrepancy is. Is there, is it dependent on a particular type of tyre, all that kind of stuff? Is it old data and everything should be a 36 now for the front? Anyway, so it's, as it currently stands on the service information sheet on the website, on my website, on the Harley Piley page, it is 30 psi, but it could go up to 36 as well. All the other bikes pretty much are 36 psi, most I think, yeah, for the front as well. So it'd be interesting to see what they say of that. If anybody else has got any other information on that, that'd be very much appreciated. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But so there was a bit that threw me a little bit because say, well, actually the online portal for the Street Bob is saying it's 36, but then I checked the service manual and it's 30. So and then other people are saying no, it's 30, and then I have a couple of other people say no, it's 36. Who knows? Who knows these things? Anyway, so it's either a typing error or there's a glitch somewhere, or they've changed it. If it used to be 30, now it's 36, and people are not too sure anymore. Maybe if you got a 2018, it's 30, but you got a 2019 onwards, it might be a 36. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Right. Anyway, so that was it. I just wanted to bring you a bit of information about the Softail standard. If you hadn't heard, you can check the video out today. They've got a video coming out on the mid-power, the electric new variants coming out 2022, and there's yeah, I want to talk about the Road Glide versus the Indian Challenger. That's an interesting one. So more dealership talk, Q&A sessions, more motovlogs coming, more interviews with people, lots more people coming as well. And I just wanted to quickly talk about another favourite motorcycle of mine, where it's way out where my price range, Arch motorcycle, the Keanu Reeves motorcycle with Guard Hollinger. They've just got Euro 4 compliance on their bikes as well. Which means that they can sell them over here, but they haven't got Euro 5 compliance yet. That's something they're working on. But because they have already been approved for Euro 4, they've got another year to get Euro 5 compliance as well, which is quite interesting. I did a big a couple of articles on the KRGT1 when it first came out, when they first built it for the magazine that I had. Spoke to Arch quite a few times at that time, and yeah, so I've always liked those bikes as well, but obviously they are really expensive, just bespoke, you know, power cruisers, of course. So but be really interested, love to have a go on one of those, love to have a go. Right, anyway, but let me just check that, there we go. Billy was amazing. Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, he was really good to talk to, actually, Billy Ward, really good. I see he got a bad cold. I just got I take 10 days. Do you know what? And it's getting worse by the minute. I tell you what, really bad. I'm so sorry. I'm going to cut this short because I feel okay. It's just I'm streaming all over the place. Crikey. Yeah, Fat Bob is 36 PSM, 40 rear. Yeah, most are 36 for 40. I think there's a couple at 42. And then that's it. Yeah. Yeah, 2.4 bar, 2.9 bar for FXBR 2019. Arch, 60,000 euros earner. Exactly, that's the problem. They are expensive, but they do look the business. I've got to say, they do look the business. But yeah, no, it's a lot of money. A lot of money. It'd be interesting to see if you just got a custom bike that looked very similar to that, and how much it would cost. If they could build something cheaper as a custom bike and not have it, you know, have to go through all this Euro compliance and everything. Because that's the thing, isn't it? They only have to go through the Euro compliance to sell bikes in Europe because they're production bikes, not because they're custom bikes. That's difference, isn't it? But anyway, look, thanks very much for watching. I just got an email coming through here from Jorg. Here we go. Okay. So the picture I showed, okay, Jorg just said, the picture he showed was okay, so that was an old picture of an old Softail standard. Yeah, the picture which I put on the thumbnail for the video is also of an old one. I said in the video, no pictures have been released of yet, no details have been released of it as well. Okay, so yeah, no problem. You know, this is all fresh news to all of us here as well. Let's just have a check here. Just making sure that there's no new pictures here that I can show you. Yeah, it's still the same one. Yeah. Okay, still the same one. Yeah, so they haven't released any pictures of Softail Standard, so, but you know, as soon as they do, and as soon as I find out, I'll let you know as well. Right. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Unless you've got any other, I'm just going to check all the messages now. There we go. No, the picture in the email was old. Yes, the picture in the email was old. That's right. Yeah, the Instagram picture seems to be a new one. Okay, so the Instagram picture is the new one. I'm confused. I'm confused. Anyway, we shall soon find out. But thanks for those, you really do appreciate you taking the time to send those to me. That's really good. But anyway, yeah, it's. I'll be interested to see how much they are when they do release them. How much they do. I mean, you know, the picture looks good. I mean, it looks nice. I mean, you know, if you like a bit of chrome as well, it looks good as well. So anyway, right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, leave comments below in the video afterwards. Subscribe and ring the bell as well. And well, any more questions? If you want to send more questions via email, do that. Say if there's any burning issue that you want to have an answer to, then I'll try and get an answer to you straight away as well, as best I can. But say, catch you on the next one. I'm going to go and blow my nose and hopefully get over this cold as well. I probably shouldn't have done the live stream straight away, but I wanted to do that for you. I wanted to talk a little bit. Look, this is my sheet there, all crumpled mess. There we go. Right, get rid of that. Catch you on the next video, whenever that is, and catch you on the next live stream. Say lots more videos still coming out daily. So I am rethinking the whole thing at the moment, and I'm changing a lot of things as well on the website. I'm going to be still doing the same sort of content, but changing things up a little bit. It just takes time. That's all. Right.